It's Daniel, aka Dani, gossip girl. I've got the scoop on Bravo and Blinds. Let's go. When the stars come out to play, you know where to stay. Tune into the buzz, it's the talk of the day. From Bravo shows to the latest celeb spree, we've got the tea, come sip it with me. Dani, gossip girl, pop culture expose.
Welcome to Pop Culture Expose, where the glitter fades and the real stories shine. I'm your host, Danielle Peterson, and we're about to dive in deep into the truth behind the headlines. If you love deep dives, debunking juicy blinds, and all things celebrity gossip, then you need to like, follow, and review Pop Culture Expose, your new obsession. Oh, and if you're catching us on YouTube, you're in for a treat because there are tons of visuals to paint the picture as we break down the truth behind the headlines. Also, check out my Dani Gossip Girl account on Instagram and TikTok. Trust me, you won't want to miss a second. So go on, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. In the very first episode of Pop Culture Expose, we are taking you on a whirlwind journey through the birth of pop culture itself. From the 19th century's rise of entertainment to the dazzling golden age of Hollywood, we'll uncover how this cultural phenomenon took root, but it doesn't stop there. Get ready for a deep dive into the juiciest blinds of Hollywood's golden days, courtesy of the infamous Auntie, with a special focus on none other than Judy Garland. I'll be joined by my fabulous guests, Cassandra Crose and Kimberly Bryant, to break it all down and spill some insider thoughts you won't want to miss. So buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride through pop culture history.
Dani Gossip Girl, Pop Culture Expose. We're spilling all the secrets every single day, from Hollywood lights to the gossip.
Welcome to the dazzling world of pop culture, where history is anything but boring and every moment is packed with intrigue, glamour, and unforgettable surprises. Imagine a world where movie, music, fashion, and fads collide in a spectacular dance that is thrilling as a blockbuster movie, as catchy as your favorite tune, and as captivating as the most jaw-dropping celebrity scandal. Our journey begins in the 19th century, when pop culture was just starting to take shape. Picture a time when the vaudeville shows and early cinema flickered into life, setting the stage for the entertainment extravaganza that would follow. As we travel through the decades, we'll encounter iconic figures, revolutionary trends, and cultural shifts that have left an indelible mark on our collective imagination. From the roaring 20s and the birth of jazz to the glitz and the glam of the Hollywood's golden age, the rise of rock and roll, the psychedelic swirls of the 60s, each era truly offers its unique flair and excitement. And as we dance through the disco fever of the 70s, groove to the MTV generations of the 80s, and explore the grunge and tech revolutions of the 90s, you'll see how pop culture has continuously reinvented itself, keeping us all on our toes. So buckle up and get ready to dive into the captivating saga of pop culture, a whirlwind tour through the highs and the lows, the stars and the scandals, and the timeless moments that have made our world a bit more fabulous and a lot more fun. Step back in time to an era where the world was on the brink of something extraordinary. The late 19th century to the early 20th century. This is where the dawn of pop culture, a time when the seeds of modern entertainment were first planted. Imagine it, the air buzzing with excitement as new forms of art and media began to capture the imagination of the masses. But beneath this veneer of the innovation lay tales of ambition, rivalry, and groundbreaking moments that would shape the world as we know it. Now, it all started with the printing press. Imagine newspapers so affordable that everyone from well-to-do to the working class could get their hands on them. In the early 1800s, this was revolutionary. Suddenly, news, stories, and yes, gossip were accessible to the masses. The penny press became a powerful tool, not just for spreading information, but for shaping public opinion. Scandals, celebrity exploits, and sensational headlines grabbed readers' attention, setting the stage for the tabloid culture we know today. But with great power came fierce competition. Newspaper magnates like Joseph Pilzer and William Randolph Hearst were locked in a battle to dominate the newsstands, each striving to outdo the other, more dramatic stories and more lurid details. The stakes were high and the world watched spellbound as the press became not just a source of information, but driving force in pop culture. Now picture a world where the stage was the ultimate form of entertainment. The late 19th century saw the rise of vaudeville, a theatrical genre that offered a mix of comedy, music, dance, and drama. Vaudeville shows were a feast for the scenes, and they became the breeding ground for some of the first true celebrities. Imagine the thrill of watching Harry Houdini, the master escape artist, defy death night after night. His every performance more daring than the last. Or the comedic genius of the Marx Brothers. Those antics on stage left audience in stitches. Vaudeville was where stars were born, where the ordinary became extraordinary. But behind the curtain, there were stories of rivalry, of acts competing for the spotlight, and the constant pressure to outshine the competition. And then came the phonograph. Suddenly, music just wasn't something you heard at a concert or in a parlor. It was something you could bring home. Thomas Edison invented in 1877 his invention that would change everything. For the first time, people could listen to their favorite songs whenever they wanted to. The phonograph didn't just bring music into homes, it brought the fame to musicians. Imagine the excitement of hearing Enrico Caruso's powerful voice filling your living room, or dancing to the ragtime rhythms of Scott Joplin. But with this new technology came challenges. Musicians had to adapt to the idea of recording their work, of capturing the perfect performance in one take. And as records began to sell by millions, the music industry as we know it was born, with all its drama, rivalries, and the race to become the next big thing. As we step into the early 20th century, the lights dim and a new form of entertainment takes center stage: the motion picture. Silent films were a marvel of their time, transporting audience to worlds that they had never imagined. The flickering images of the screen were more than just stories. They were spectacles that left viewers breathless. Imagine sitting in a packed theater, the air thick with anticipation, as the legendary Charlie Chaplin, the little tramp, waddles onto the screen, his expressive face and impeccable timing invoking laughter and tears without uttering a single word. Or the sweeping drama of D.W. Griffith's The Birth of a Nation, a film that would go down in history for both its technical brilliance and its controversial themes. But behind the scenes, the film industry was like the Wild West, full of untapped potential and cutthroat competition. Studios scrambled to sign the best talent, and stars were born overnight and to be discarded just as quickly. The silent film era was not just a time of innovation, it was a time of incredible risk and reward.
The gossip blinds, catch the news, don't get left behind. Don't miss this, don't miss this.
Please note that this next portion may have some trigger warnings as there are mentions of essay sexual assault. From scandalous love triangles to wild Hollywood debauchery, Enty from Crazy Days and Nights has spun some of the juiciest blind items from the glamorous yet gritty golden age of Hollywood. Some of them seem almost too good to believe. Well, that is because they are. Let's kick things off with the legendary tale of Marilyn Monroe and JFK. Enty's blind would have you believe that Monroe wasn't just a lover, but a pawn and a secret government plot. In reality, while Monroe's connection to JFK is no secret, the idea of her being a CIA agent or involved in some high-stakes espionage, total fantasy. Then there's the blind about Rock Hudson, Hollywood's matinee idol, and his alleged secret fixer who would silence anyone who would threaten to out his private life. While Hudson did have to hide his true self due to the social climate, these blinds paint a picture straight out of a noir film, a bit exaggerated to say the least.